Hey, I'm Monty.
And I'm Clara. And I'm Hudson.
And we're told to shelter in place right now, so we are building a shelter and making our own shelter so we can shelter in place. And welcome to Midweek Online! Hey everybody out there, we are so glad you've joined us. This is week 2 of Midweek Online. We didn't think there'd be a midweek 1 online, but there is. And now we're into spring break, week number 3, I think, and with a few more to come.
3.0, actually.
3.0, with a few more to come. And we're excited and kind of sad about that at the same time. I don't know how you're feeling, if you're enjoying not going to school and not doing all the normal stuff that you do, or if it's just really being a drag at this point.
I think for me, actually, the best part about it is that this is now week 3 of me like this, no makeup, hair's not done. I wore these clothes yesterday, so you know what? We're easy.
Yeah, no makeup for me either.
Oh,
so
good.
That's good. We're both in youth group shirts. Didn't
Yep.
realize that till just now,
Yep.
but that's great. And you guys need to know that with the shelter-in-place order that has happened, we're actually in our house. We are sheltering in place, and so I don't know if you can show this shelter that we're under right now. This is in our living room. We took them very seriously to try to shelter in place, and
We are super safe.
Yeah, super safe. If anything falls from the sky, it's got to go through our roof and our makeshift shelter here before we're hit. So anyway, all right. Hey, we really are glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. We got a few people that want to say hi tonight. And
Who do you have this week?
So this week, well, I don't know. Let me check. And we have Daniel Garten. We have Alana Christian. We have Rebecca Haley. We have Carlos Cuellar. We've got... who is that next one? That's Kerrigan Harris,
yeah.
And that is Tanner Allen. All these people saying hi. So let's show them right now.
Hey everyone, hope quarantine's treating you well. Personally, I'm learning a lot about myself, like that I'm definitely not an introvert and that I really miss everyone. And if you guys have any prayer requests, I would love to pray for y'all and stuff. And also, I really miss y'all, and I hope to get to see y'all sometime soon. Bye.
Say bye, Ad.
Hey guys, it's Carlos coming from my room. Hope y'all are staying safe out there, washing your hands. Hope everybody's doing well. Just want to say hi and take the time to say y'all are awesome. Stay well.
Hey everyone, I just want to say hello. I hope all of y'all are staying safe and healthy. Hopefully y'all are enjoying spending some time with your family and they're not too annoying. I hope school's going well. Also, I know it's a bit crazy right now. I can't wait till I get to see everyone again back at the church doing intersection and midweek, but for now, this is what we got. So, stay as positive as possible, and I love y'all like crazy, and I miss y'all. Please stay safe and healthy, and talk to you later. Bye!
Hey guys, what's up? Monty told me to say hi to y'all, and I hope everybody's doing okay, and everybody stay safe.
All right, so thanks to everybody that sent those in this week, and
It was really fun to watch all of them last week and this week as well.
yeah, especially Intersection online on Sunday night. That was good. Listen, if Heather and I make all these videos, it's not gonna be very much fun. You guys sending in your videos and helping us out is such a big help, and so thank you for that. And some of the people that did it Sunday night, you guys blew me away with just some of the things you said, how you said it, the scriptures you looked at. It was just all awesome. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that's great. And we've got now we're going to do pets, I think. Is that right?
We're doing pets. Okay, so if you don't know this, on the group me's, we sent out a challenge to see if you could do a pet trick. And evidently, many of you don't have pets that can do tricks. Or,
This is not our pet.
That's not our dog, by the way. No. Or you just didn't want to do it. I don't know which one. Surely it's that you don't have pets that can do trick, because everybody wants to, right? So anyway, so just show you some things. First of all, this is our dog right here. And this is her back in Halloween, and she was at church. And this is Lucy, just so you know, Lucy. And that is her. This is Grayson Brock's dog right here. And Grayson sent us that picture wearing a shirt and wearing eyeglasses. I don't know the dog's name, but thanks, Grayson, for sending that in. This one right here is Paris Foster's dogs, and this is, or pets, I'm not sure they're all dogs. I think maybe a cat there, I can't tell. But it's Reddington, Briley, Ned, Katniss, and Roll. So she said it's amazing all of them to get in the same picture at the same time. And then this right here is Shannon Kaiser's dog running, and she's chasing something,
They have
but
a
he's
huge
chasing something.
yard.
That's a big yard, yeah. Comes back, and Shannon's holding out something. You think the dog is going to stop, and it just goes right by. So that didn't work. But oh no, wait, the dog's coming back. The dog's coming back, and it's gonna.
Oh, that's fun.
Almost gets it, but doesn't quite. So there you go. That is Shannon's dog, and then this is our dog. This is
Hi,
Lucy.
Lucy.
Lucy is 5
Say
years
hi.
old, and she really is worth nothing whatsoever.
This is her favorite bone.
It's her
She
favorite
loves
toy.
it.
And she's really not smart. She chases her tail all the time, thinking it's actually a toy. You can hide her bone anywhere. Like, hey, I've got your bone. I hide it in my hand. She can't find it, but we love her anyway, and it's quite a joy to have her in our family. Lucy, say hi to the camera.
Lucy, speak.
Yeah.
Speak.
See, not a thing.
Speak.
Not a thing.
Speak.
Okay, so
Oh wait, hold on. One more. Clara, hold on. Clara's our cameraman. Whoop, there's Clara. These are our newest pets. They are snails. And then yesterday we saw that the snail had babies. Can't see if we see any right now.
Oh, there's one
Oh, there is one right there. Where is it?
on top of the sticker.
Right there on top of the sticker. See that dot right there? That dot is our baby snail. Yep, for real. It's a snail. All right, there you go, Papa.
okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna spend a moment
There's our shelter in place.
just and letting you guys have a moment of worship. And so we got a group called Everflow. The song is Jesus is Better, and I want you to listen to what they say. They say, better than anything you have on this earth, Jesus is better than those things. A really cool song, so enjoy this right now.
There is no other so sure and steady. My hope is held in your hand. When castles crumble
Okay, so we asked our interns to share some videos with you guys, and so Whitney and Keith tonight have videos for you. Whitney is actually stuck in her home in, I think, McKinney, and she'll say that in just a second where she is. But listen to the words they've got to share with you, and enjoy this for the next few minutes.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me. I'm at my parents' house in McKinney until further notice, and so I hope you're all doing well and staying safe and healthy, and I have a few thoughts for you tonight. I know when all this started happening, it made me really anxious, and I didn't really like that it was making me anxious because I wanted to trust in God and see Him working in all this, so I just started reading the Bible and trying to figure out what's going on and like what to do. And one thing that really stuck out to me that I heard was that the phrase, I get anxious over my kingdom, not God's kingdom, and peace or anxiety, wait, my notes are weird, that we can either find peace in moments or anxiety in these things, and peace is for the believers and anxiety doesn't come from God. And so whenever I started to think about like, oh, what's worrying about me all this, like why am I so anxious, it was because it was impacting my kingdom and not, like I wasn't worrying about how it was impacting God's kingdom. It was like, oh, my graduation's postponed, like, oh, I'm like missing my last semester of college, which is really sad, but like all those anxieties are coming out of concern for my kingdom and not God's kingdom. And so I was able to find a lot of peace in that. I heard this really cool like simile metaphor, I don't know, but it said weeds and grass require the same thing to grow, which is like water and sunlight and whatever, and just like uncertainty, wait, let me rephrase, just like faith and fear require the same thing to grow, which is uncertainty. And so in times of uncertainty, we can either lean on God and trust in Him and build our faith, or we can be fearful and just not trust in God and just be scared and uncertain. And so in these times, you can either choose to trust in God and be faithful to Him, or be fearful. And like, we're gonna be fearful, that's part of this right now, but I encourage you to try to lean on God and pray to Him and see what He's wanting you to do right now, because He's got a plan for you and it's all gonna be okay. My last thing is my friend painted me this little thing, which was really sweet, and she wrote a Bible verse on the back that I really liked, and so I wanted to read that to you and then I'll be done. It said, from the rising of the sun to its setting, the name of the Lord is to be praised, which is Psalm 113:3. So yeah, take that as you will. Miss you guys. I hope you're all doing well. Send me funny videos or pictures or FaceTime me or anything. Bye.
Hey, what's up, guys? So we're officially trapped in our homes, so that's exciting. Over the past few days, life has felt very different, at least for me. Being stuck at home, not being able to go out, go to church, go to class, go to work, go to school, all these kind of things. And I've been at home and haven't left. And that's weird for me, especially. And I've been trapped in this small area, and it's felt weird, but I've also seen and realized things that I hadn't noticed before, especially concerning my faith. So, for example, back when I was going to school and going to work and going to church and like having busy days and all that kind of stuff, it's really easy to forget, when you've prayed, when you've read, when you've, been active in your faith in that day. And, you get to the end of the day and you realize, oh, well, I haven't really prayed, or I haven't done a whole lot today, because, things get busy and you lose track of time. But now I'm realizing that I have a lot more time in the day, a lot more time to just be myself or be with myself and be with God. And a lot more time to be intentional and notice that kind of stuff. So, something that I want to encourage and to tell you and to really make you think about is we're not going to church as much anymore, well, at all, physically, right? So you're not, being brought to church or going to church and having people read the Bible to you and, you're sitting there. You're a lot more responsible for your own faith and your own growing. And yeah, we're talking about stuff here, but you have to tune in still. You have to log in, you have to sign in, be on Zoom, be on, listening to this video. So you really have to be your own encouragement in these kind of things, praying and reading and doing this kind of stuff, because, other people aren't going to do it for you, especially now. And I'm not saying this to discourage you or to anything like that. I'm just saying this is a time where you can really take control and build your own faith and be in charge of your own faith, which I think is kind of cool. Hopefully things like Midweek Online and stuff like that are encouraging to you and helping you out to, pray more and to read more, but it's still, at the end of the day, your faith, and the faith is in your hands. So with all that, I've got a verse to share that sort of relates to this, that comes from Matthew 6:5-6, and it says, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father, who is unseen. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you." So with that verse, I encourage you this week to be intentional about your faith, to, pray at home. And I'm not saying don't be outward about your faith, but don't only be outward about your faith. Keep your faith inside of you and pray about it and talk to God, and don't let it be something that's external only, but let it be something that comes from the inside out. This is a time to tell yourself not to make any excuses. You're not playing sports, you're not going and doing stuff. And yeah, that stuff, it stinks that we're not going to do that and that we don't have those opportunities. But God works in these weird and these interesting ways. And I think this is a time where we're losing time from other stuff, but we're gaining time for God. And I really think that's important, and that we should be taking advantage of that. So with that, hope you all have a good week. Keep doing online school. Good luck. Wash hands. That kind of stuff. Thanks all.
So it's really kind of funny how we're doing things differently. We have no school, church stuff's not the same.
We're all working at the house using all the internet space at the same time.
Extracurricular stuff is done. It's everything's different, and with so many things that have changed, I want you to know that that you can look at this in a really negative way or look at it in a positive way. And I want you to see that while this is kind of different for all of us, God's really taken some of the distractions away, and some things that we always say. And when we're at church, we're talking about I'm so busy, I don't have time to pray, I don't have time to whatever. God really has removed all of those things, and it's kind of left us with a choice of what do we do with our faith, what do we do with our relationship with God. And some of you guys may be just kind of sitting around, I'm bored, I don't know what to do. Or some of you may have plenty to do, and you've found ways to entertain yourself. We want to give you 5 things tonight that you can do if you don't know what to do, and just to kind of help you with some of this while we shelter in place and while we are in the situation that we're in. All right, so number 1, Heather's got this one.
Number 1, think of something you can do for someone else.
And so this is the idea of, get beyond yourself. Don't just think of your needs and whatever. Think of people, especially if you know someone who may be lonely right now, people you can reach out to either from school or maybe an older person, or maybe you're just going to say, hey, I'm just going to start writing people. And so you write old-fashioned letters and send them in the mail, that kind of stuff. Calling maybe your grandparents, that kind of stuff. Just thinking of stuff you can do for someone else. If people in your neighborhood have a need, take care of that, help them with that. Second thing is learn to do something new. And, really, whatever you want to do, sky's the limit on this one. If it's something kind of a hobby, a task, something musical, just learn something new and try to figure something else out.
Clara's talked about learning Ashlyn's clarinet. I don't know that Ashlyn's quite as excited about it, but Clara's
may have a new clarinet player in the family very soon. So.
All right, number 3, be creative. Think of things you don't normally do. And so that's some of the stuff that we've done at our house. I know that, go ahead.
Well, it could be anything from you decide to craft something, you decide to make something, you decide to whatever. Again, just try to think of outside what your normal thing is and think of what can you do different. Go paint something, even if you're a horrible painter like me. Just don't paint your house unless you got permission for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, 4th thing is to watch something which is not just for entertainment purposes. So there's no doubt Netflix, Amazon Prime, all of the streaming services have been overloaded.
Don't forget.
Disney Plus, YouTube, all the things people are watching. Once you watch something that's not just for entertainment purposes, but to learn something to help you grow in some way, just a different purpose for learning other than just entertainment. And the last one is this.
Spend time growing in your faith.
And for that one, sorry, you're going to go, I will go on that one. Again, all excuses have been taken away, and if you're not good at praying, you're not good at reading your Bible, you're not good at stuff, then go on YouTube and find find someone speaking, find someone teaching. There's some bad stuff on YouTube, but there's lots of good stuff on YouTube as well. And find some stuff to help you with that. And go to YouVersion, the Bible app, and find a Bible study to do. So many great things that you can do out there. And the last thing is, of course, we've been talking about this on Right Now Media, the Woodlawn, the Woodlawn story. And we've got more stuff coming to help you know about that as well. So
we've done the first one of that one as a family.
It's been great, yeah. So, all right, last thing is, if you don't know what to do and you want something to do, make a little house on the prairie video. And if you've been to Salt Lake before, you know what this is about. And so send that to us. We'd love to use those and love to have those in what we're doing.
It always involves like dying cats or something
tragic
sad
at the end. If you've not seen it, then you need someone that has seen the Little House on the Prairie videos to show you how to do that or tell you what to do. It's great. All right, enough about that.
Okay.
So there's some guys called the Skit Guys, and they have put together a video that talks about what to do when you're worrying. And so you may be worrying during all this. Some people are really having a hard time, lots of anxiety during this time, just uncertain futures. Some people are relaxed as they can be, no big deal, can't wait for school to never start again kind of thing. And so
so far I've enjoyed it.
It's been good. Yeah, we've liked it a lot as a family. But the Skit Guys are going to share some stuff with you here about worrying. So whether you're worrying or not, this is a great video. So enjoy this right now.
Tom and Eddie, the Skit Guys, here to help you to conquer your fear with 5 tips.
That's right. Number 5, acknowledge your fear. Write it down. Get it out there.
Oh, do that, Tommy. Do that. That's a great idea, okay? Here's the thing. When you write down your fear, it kind of helps just squelch the fear. Tommy is going to show you right now that we all have this in common. We all have fears. This is Tommy's number 1 fear.
This is my number 1 fear. I've seen it happen to people, and it's tragic. I can't imagine what it would be like to...
Really?
So much skin.
Number 4, realize that most of your fears don't even come true.
Yours did.
This isn't a fear.
Looks like it should have been.
When it comes to those fears, they don't really ever come true. Like some people have a fear of garden gnomes coming alive in the middle of the night and destroying you.
What?
Yes, a bunch of people fear that.
I don't think so.
It's a legitimate fear.
Those little statues in people's yards.
Those evil statues in people's yards.
Oh, this is your fear. You're afraid of... You're afraid of garden gnomes.
I'm not.
Yes,
no,
you
I'm
are.
not. I'm not.
Look
Not
at
me.
you.
No. Okay. Moving on. Number 3, do the thing you fear.
Yes. Like stay the night in a yard filled with garden gnomes. No, it really is a good idea to do what you fear. In fact, Winston Churchill said, do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain.
No, Winston Churchill didn't say that. Emerson said that.
What?
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain.
How do you gnome that?
Well, I had a college class on, and there was a, did you just say, how do I gnome that?
Yep.
Okay, you know what I'm curious about? I'm curious what it would look like if I shaved your head.
That's not funny.
I'm not laughing.
Number 2, be curious.
Yeah, because when you're curious, you're not focusing on your fear. You're squelching your fear. You're opening the door for God's wonder. Curiosity does that.
Yeah, and you'll also find that curiosity did not kill the cat. It was that creepy kid across the street. There's someone to be afraid of.
You don't even be afraid of him. Because the number 1 way to conquer your fear is to trust in God. The Bible says in 2 Timothy 1:7, for the Spirit of the Lord is not of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind.
Yep. In fact, I got you a little keepsake to help you remember that.
Thanks, buddy. That's what I like about this guy. He's always thinking of other people. Ah! So there you have it, friends. Go out there. Conquer your fear. Make that bucket list of things that you want to do and know that God is on your side, because there is no thing that you have to be afraid of.
So that was, again, the Skit Guys sharing about worry. This next thing I want to share with you is a video clip. This is a guy who's doing some card tricks and talking about Jesus at the same time. And it's pretty cool. So here you go. Enjoy this video of this guy talking about Jesus and doing card tricks.
Long time ago in a galaxy. Nope. This one. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and it was good, it was perfect. He created man and woman, and they walked with God, and they talked with God, and everything was good. I'd like to show you guys a little something with these cards. It should be able to kind of talk through mankind's relationship with God through that. So let's try something out. We'll look through these just real quick. If we go ahead, reach in there, just touch one of those cards for me. That one? All right, let's find out what we got together. 4 of diamonds. Very nice. We got the 4 of diamonds, and then you picked a red card. I'm going to go ahead and take the first black one that we see. There you go. Okay, so we got the 7 of clubs and the 4 of diamonds. And on one of these cards, let's do this. Let's write Jesus. Let's say on the 4 of diamonds. We've got Jesus on the 4 of diamonds. And then let's go with the opposite of Jesus on the 7 of clubs here. And let's write man. We've got Jesus and man. Now, like I said in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and he made it perfect and good. And man and God, they walked together and they talked together, and everything was right. And then one day, man sinned against God. And when man sinned against God, that caused something between the relationship of man and God, and it separated us eternally from our good and loving God. And to the point where there was nothing that we can do, and I have an envelope here, there was nothing that we could do to get back to God. Nothing in the envelope. There was nothing that we could do because we were separated, we were sealed away from the Lord, and we were apart from him. Just like that. Now, beyond that, beyond the fact that we were separated from him and there was nothing that we could do to get to him, the Bible actually goes further and says that the wages of sin is death. And to simulate that, we have this. We are separated from God because of the sin in our lives, but the wages of sin is death. And what we deserve because of the sin in our lives is death. So every time we lie, every time we cheat, steal, we deserve the punishment of death because of the sin in our lives. Now, if we had a God who saw us in this state and just left us there, we would not have a God that deserved to be worshipped. But we saw a God, we serve a God who loves us so much that he saw us in this state of being alienated from him, separated from him, and dead in our sins. And in Isaiah it says he was pierced for our sins, he was crushed for our iniquities, and by his wounds we are healed. You see, it's no longer man that is dead because of the sins, but Jesus came to earth. He lived a perfect, sinless life, one that we could not, and he sacrificed himself on the cross, taking our sin, taking the death that we deserve upon himself on the cross. Friends, I want you guys to know this, is that our God loves you so much. And he proved that love for you on the cross. So in your life, wherever you are, however far you run from him, wherever you go in your life, whatever happens in your life, know that God will always be there for you, that he always loves you, and he is always chasing after you with his perfect love through Jesus. Thanks, guys.
So that brings us to the end almost of our time together tonight for Midweek Online. Don't worry,
Sad.
We'll be back next week, we assume, and Intersection Online at 6 o'clock on Sunday. Let me tell you a few things before we do. During this time, again, we want to remind you just to be intentional about what you're doing, be smart about your entertainment, be smart about choices you're making, love your family well, because you're around your family right now and you may not have another time like this the rest of your life. So really be mindful of how you're treating people with love, with kindness, with joy all the time. Make sure you're doing that. And then I want to share these 6 words with you as well. And these 6 words are, when life's unclear, obey what's clear. And really, life's pretty unclear right now. We don't really know what the next few days are going to hold. We don't know how things are going to change, either for the better or for the worse. One thing I want you to know is that God has got all of this. And so you can trust in him, you can rest in him, you can feel comfortable in that. And no matter how good or how bad this whole coronavirus thing gets, God has still got us. And he's got us, and he's got us firmly in his grasp. And so it's a good thing, and I want you to trust in him. And if you're really worried, I want you to call me or Heather and let us know. We'll be glad to talk to you about it. We'll
absolutely.
pray with you through it. But when life's unclear, obey what's clear. And what is clear is to love God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. And so those things are things to do. Walk in the grace of Jesus every day. He loves you. He cares about you. His grace is incredible. Jesus died on the cross just for you and for all of us. And so don't forget those things. So, all right. So in just a moment, we're going to jump onto Zoom.
Yay.
And so you'll be getting a text message with how to log into Zoom, let you know about that. And a special thing to let you know, tomorrow, we think at 4 o'clock, we're going to have a middle school only Zoom time. And then at 4:30, have a high school only Zoom time. And again, we'll send out the links to that on 313131. So if you're not getting those text messages, let us know to make sure you're doing that. Hey, a huge shout out to Clara for being our camera girl today. Yay! Our 3rd grader filming all this, and to Hudson as well. Clara, can you show Hudson right now? He's been doing his math. Hudson, give us a wave or a smile. There you go.
Silly.
So that is that. Again, reminding everybody to enjoy the shelter-in-place time, and thanks for joining us for Midweek Online.
We're 6 feet apart all the time
exactly.
in this house,
yeah.
just for the record.
Yeah, long distance high five as we're done. That's good. Okay, we love you guys. We'll see you on Zoom in just a minute. Bye-bye.
Bye.